Ra-pa-pa-pa, ching, 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 ching. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. We have a special guest. I'm going to say extra special guest today. It's Dulani Williams. We are so excited to bring you our guest today. We also will be talking a bit about consumer sentiment, have a look at charts, and Netflix and Warner Brothers, they have come together. So lots of stuff to cover today. Let's get over to the show. Let's bring in Andrew. Andrew, welcome. So I know you gotta head off soon. How you doing today, Andrew? How's it going?
I haven't even checked the Forex account. I'm sure I left a trade running yesterday, but yeah, it's been a mixed week. So futures been pretty good. In fairness, we've seen some good moves on the opening range breakout this week. Yeah, a couple of double taps, but everything's been okay. I can see my green screen's playing up. But yeah, I have got to go in a few minutes, but hopefully I will be able to catch a trade later on. I'm looking forward to catching up with you and Dulani. I'll be watching after the show. I know you guys got a lot to talk about, and it's great to get an options trader on the show. So I think it's something extra special this festive time for our viewers, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
I just want to say we got a few in the chat. If you don't mind, I'm going to shout them out, and then I'm going to give my apologies and go. So we got Brader Traders, we got Khalif, we got my FX Note, we got Mark, we got Ami Pellini, we got Kira, we got, I think it's Jackie Kumar, and we got Imran. So we got a good, we got AO Caps, and RBF FX is in the chat. So yeah, you guys got some, what can I say? Yeah, you've got to keep the standards high when I'm away, right? So
yeah, we'll watching. We'll give you the day off, Andrew. We'll give you the day off. We also have Nilesh saying can't wait, looking forward to it. So thank you very much for joining as well.
Excellent.
Over on the Signature FX channel.
You doing an account giveaway today?
Yes. So we will be giving away one account to one lucky winner. So stay tuned for more info.
Excellent. Right, good luck all. I do have to go, but I'll see you all next week. Ciao for now.
All right, sounds good. All right, take care, Andrew. All right. It is time now to bring on our extra special guest, Mr. Dulani Williams. I actually met Dulani through a mutual friend of mine, of ours, Shannon Thompson. And Shannon was the one who said, look, there's a full-time trader, professional trader who's from Bermuda. I think you guys will really kick it off. And so thanks to Shannon, special shout outs to Shannon. And without further ado, I'd like to present to you Mr. Dulani Williams. Dulani, how's it going today, man? How's it going? Can you hear us?
Well, good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
All of a sudden, when you came back on, I lost. Oh, you can't hear me. Okay.
Yeah, maybe there is the delay. Is everything still good? Okay, looks like we're having some technical difficulties. That's the joy of being live and going live. And since we're talking about live, we do have a live chat. The live chat is open and ready for action. If you are interested in sending some questions to Dulani or myself, please feel free to post. Hey, Dulani, how's that?
Very sorry. I don't know what happened. It just all of a sudden cut out. And I said, oh, maybe I need to refresh. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to you. And can you let us know where you coming in from today?
Well, currently I live in Phoenix, Arizona, so I am checking in all the way in the southwest of the United States.
Wow, that is a distance.
6:30 a.m. my time.
What? That's dedication there. Well, I hope you're drinking some coffee.
Oh, I am. I sip slowly. I sip slowly, like a fine wine.
Oh, no, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, I have one question before we open up the questions to the live chat. Can you share a little bit about how you got started with trading, and why did you choose to become full time in this business?
I always knew. I always had I felt a desire to trade ever since I was at university. But back in that day, entering the market seemed like a very difficult thing to do. So I really didn't do anything other than paper trade. I paper trade in college. And when I was working at Deloitte, I started auditing like funds of funds and different investments. And I just thought, man, I think I could do this. These guys, these fund traders that we would audit, for one, they were never in the office. They were always out making big money, traveling to Abu Dhabi and all sorts of parts of the world, playing golf everywhere. And I just like, man, is the market that complicated? If these guys can travel and have so much fun, I said, well, let me trade. So one day I drove, before I went to work at Deloitte, I drove to Scott Trade, opened an account, and I bought 2 stocks, McDonald's and Sony. Those are my 2 purchases. You buy what you know. Didn't know what I was doing, didn't know about entering price, didn't look at the market, did not know how to read a chart. I just bought stocks because everybody that has money seems to do it. So I really just did it out of curiosity, knowing that it's the right thing to do. And fast forward, this was back in 2004, early 2005. I didn't discover options till later on in life, when I was back in maybe 2014. I had always just bought stocks. And I said, let me try an option. So I bought my first Intel option. And I did this out of necessity. I was trying to come up with money. My wife was in medical school. I was early auditor, making no money. Life was lifing. And, we were really pressed between a rock and a hard place financially. So I thought that might be my great escape. If I learned how to trade, and I sure did. I caught a bull market, not knowing the real impact of a bull market. And
that's a good time. That's a good time.
Right? Like, if only I had known that it means full throttle, right?
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it was a wonderful experience being introduced into options, because of my first purchase was Intel. Intel just went up. Then, I just matriculated, just tried to learn more. And I did a lot of reading, YouTube University. So I think my unorthodox way of learning trading, just by books and a lot of videos and trial and error, school of the hard knocks kind of thing. It taught me a certain way, but it was very fragmented. So the learning, when you get fragmented learning like that, it takes even longer, I think, to become an expert or a professional. So it's been a journey, to sum it up. It's been a journey, and a wonderful one, and it's one that I deeply encourage everyone to enter into.
I think that is some really good advice, and I know for the people that do watch this, they're at various stages or various places in their journey for trading, and I feel like your journey is even more confirmation to me that it can be done. And it's not this mythical sort of special industry only for the extremely intelligent people who have gone to certain schools and who have a certain IQ and all these sorts of things. It is attainable. I think you've shown that.
I would say I like how you said it very plain, because people really need to understand that just like anything else that requires learning, there's a learning curve. Therefore, you have to give yourself some sort of grace.
Yep.
some sort of ability to learn, because you're not losing, you're learning. And I definitely think that when we learn to invest in ourselves, looking at the market becomes a lot easier. And then there's a relationship that develops that is so crucial just in the way you live your life. The way you trade is the way you live, believe it or not. There is a psychology of investing and trading that go hand in hand with how you live your life. Some people are reckless, footloose, and it displays in their trading style. While other people are very measured and careful. You go to their house, their bed's made up every day, and guess what? They trade the same way.
Yep, that's so true. And it's like, it's almost like the repetition creates consistent results. And it's like it becomes, some people may say it's boring. And I've heard all sorts of things where people say, "Oh, you're a trader. You just bash numbers. You just bash the keyboard. Anybody can put orders through." But I think it's a lot more than just entering and exiting. I think it comes down to, a lot of it is, and I'm not sure if you feel the same way, but it's almost an internal sort of battle where it's not you versus them necessarily. It's you versus you.
Every time the market speaks in volumes as we trade in volumes, and it really reveals your temperament and your ability to absorb things the right or the wrong way. Sometimes the market's trying to play tricks on you. And if you're a person who cannot be tricked, I cannot be tricked, well, you're going to have a bad day today.
Yep. It humbles you. It humbles you.
What? Oh my gosh. I like I tell people, my trading style, while it's not, I don't think my trading style is orthodox to many, especially the way young people are learning how to trade today. A lot of this thing is like some sort of pattern type trades, which I respect, I really do, but it's different. And therefore, my style will not always harmonize with other people's style. And it's funny, I still try to learn. And I still try to share different pieces that I do have well, because the reality is this: the market will take your mind. You will learn, I'm sorry, let me back it up a bit. You will learn how to trade, and you will actually be good paper trading. And then the way that it plays with your head, it's like a fiddler on the roof. And it will make you doubt every entry you went in. It'll question your exits. It'll cause so much adjustments, and that's where discipline comes in. You have every trader that stays in the game is disciplined. I know it, because the market has such a reactionary impact to people, and you will be caught. And the smarter you are, the more susceptible you are, because everyone who's smart has a small degree of arrogance. I'm guilty of it.
I already knew. As soon as I met you, I knew you were smart. I knew you were smart right away. So I think one question, because I want to get the live chat involved. We do have quite a few people who are commenting. So I want to just open up the live chat and just ask, how many trades do you make per day, or how many trades do you do a day? So on average, if we say in a week, an average day, because I know some days we trade a little bit less, other days we trade a little more. So I'll start off by asking you, what sort of numbers do you look like? Do you have a target of days? Do you have a target of trades? Or do you have a maximum where you say, once I make 10 trades on a specific strategy, I'll stop for the day?
I knew that question was coming in. I know the right answer, but I'm going to give you the real answer. I'm a little more experienced in the trading bit, so I break my own real rules, and I don't. But when I break them, I don't break them because I am not disciplined. I break them because I can now skip steps. It's almost like how you drive. When you start at 2 and 10. On the wheel when we drive, and then slowly we move to one arm, whatever, one hand. And my trading style is similar. So to answer your question, I typically don't trade that much. It all depends on how the market is performing. If I feel that we're trending, there's a lot of trending going on. And the trend is very clear. I don't have to second guess. I will put on more trades. And I will go as high as placing 10 trades a day. I can do that very easily. I try not to trade too much because I have decent position sizes and I don't want to give myself too much market exposure in one day. I'm very careful about that. That's where my discipline triggers. But in terms of volume, I trade more when the market is very directional, clearly directional. There's heavy volume in the market. So I look at those kind of things. And then I compare it with my needs. In the earlier part of the year, I'm probably trading a lot more because I have targets. I know what I want to do for the year. And when I catch a nice bullish trend or a bearish trend and I make good money, I respect that. See, because there's something you have to do. You're your own fund manager and you have to protect your profits. So many people know how to trade, but not many people I've spoken to know how to protect profits. And in fact, I love to ask people that question, how do you protect profits? Because many people answer it directly. They think it's how I trade. But protecting profits is how you protect what you've already earned, because that's what you're susceptible to. Some people trade more and more and more and get wiped out, and then they wonder why, because you're not protecting profits. So yes, I definitely think, to answer your question, I took the long way. I trade less. When the market meanders, or you see a lot of what's going on right now, no real breakouts into higher highs, I take less market risk. I don't want to be on the downside. I don't want to go into my profits. I protect.
I'm just seeing a message here. It looks like we got Dulani the goat. I'm off mute. I want to make sure you hear that. Dulani the goat he's woken up early for us, so we are very special. We feel very special to have Dulani grace us with his presence. So Jalen, thank you for your message. Actually, Jalen, let us know how are you looking in terms of your trade and going into year end. It'd be nice to hear how your trading's going. And then we also have a message here from SP Tucker 71 saying, "Hey Mandela and Dulani, fellow Bermudians." So that's it.
I love the energy. I love meeting people that have that same curiosity and interest in the market. It's infectious. And Mandela, that's why I'm so honored to be on this, because I've watched you. It's funny. I heard about you before I even met you. I felt like, man, I got to meet this guy. Who's this guy, Mandela? Right? And I tell you, these things are blessings, because you get to. We are starting to build such a nice network of like-minded individuals that are empowered, that understand that passive income is the way to go. And then hopefully you can graduate to doing this professionally, just to whatever degree your heart desires. And it's nice to know that this community is being built in Bermuda. I encourage everyone, young and old, and I think we have to help each other, support each other, because it is one of the only activities where we all can make money together. Yes, and it doesn't impact one another. So when I'm making money and you're making money, you're not taking from me. It's a win-win. So I also wanted to just mention that we were part of the Lumina Fest in Bermuda, the first financial summit of its kind. And it was nice to meet you face to face and just to be able to just speak with a fellow trader. And I know we talked a bit about what people usually call losses. You have an interesting perspective about losses, or a interesting way that you refer to them. Can you tell people, and I think you may have touched on it earlier, how do you look at losses as, they're part of the game, they're part of the business. How do you look at your losses? And this may help others
who are dealing with maybe going through a rough patch right now?
That's a great question. It's the psychology of trading. And when you look at losses, if it hurts too much to lose money, then you're probably not properly position sized. And I always say you're not losing, you're learning. When you trade, you're either winning a trade or you're learning a new trade. But you have to put a certain amount of attention to both sides of the trade. When you win a trade, analyze that. Learn what you did so well, celebrate it, rinse and repeat. But when you lose a trade, you learn from that. That's your learning opportunity. What did I do wrong? What did I miss? Right? Did I overtrade? Did I enter too early? That is your learning opportunity. All you did was pay yourself a quick education, but you have to go to school. You have to sit down and learn it. If not, then you should not be participating. And the only time you really lose is, people who never take the shot have no opportunity getting the ball in the net. So that's the real loss. The loss is the opportunity you did not take. You will miss that shot every time. So you're not losing when you pay for an education.
I think looking at it like tuition, and I get this question quite a lot, is, well, how long does it take? How long will it take me to be successful? How long will it take me to study this? And it's for better or for worse. I think people will be willing to go to medical school for years, willing to go to do their law degree and study law for years, engineering for years. But there's this myth that you can just pick up trading and overnight you're a rock star. So I think you kind of hit the nail on the head, because you said something very interesting, which is you have to pay your tuition. And you're learning, you're basically getting an education in trading. And the cost is those lessons. So yeah. You put it perfectly.
Yeah, and the question really you have to ask yourself is, how much are you worth? How much are you worth investing in yourself? It is an unorthodox way of learning, yes. But in unorthodoxy, it does also provide you that earning potential. Can you imagine earning while you're learning? I mean, to me, that's the perfect world, right? A lot of people don't recognize that when they graduate from uni and they go into work, they're being treated like an apprentice. We don't call it that anymore. We call it junior, entry level, stuff like that. But you're learning the trade. It is no different, and that's why you get paid less. But guess what? Contrary to how workers are treated, as a trader, you're an entrepreneur. You're your own boss. Sky's the limit to your earning power. And yes, you do carry the heavy burden of, you eat what you kill. And if you don't kill nothing, you're not eating. So that is the thing, but it's nothing to be fearful of. It's something to learn. It's something that we have to take time and educate ourselves on, that this is an investment. I am giving myself the work. I'm working to be great.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to look at it. And it encourages, I think, those who are maybe going through a bit of a difficult time. I was going through a difficult time with markets earlier last week, coming into the end of November. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you've arrived and that the work ends once you hit a certain point. It's a continual growth.
Mm-hmm. I like to think of trading, especially for you and I, where we're professionals at this, and this is what we do for our living. It's like driving on a fast-moving highway, right? You're driving on a highway to get somewhere. You're not driving on a highway because I drive on highways. Like, don't be that guy. Don't think that you need to be in the market because the market's open. I just need to trade, right? You trade for a purpose. You trade, whether you know how much you're trying to earn a day. Some people have a number that they're aiming towards. Other people are in this thing, looking at in a long-term basis where they're just accumulating. That's more of an investor to me. But again, we all drive on the same highway, so we have different purposes and needs. A lot of people don't go through the exercise of discovering who they are. What am I here for? What is your why?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you doing this? And that's another question I ask people, and I watch them struggle every time. Well, guess what? That's like hopping on a highway to drive. Well, no, I'm going to grandma's house now. Okay, that's purposeful. Now I get it. And a lot of people, they skip that step. Therefore, they're subject to whatever the market is going to provide. If it's a speedy 5 o'clock an hour, traffic is congested, you're stuck on a highway. You don't know what you're doing, right? That's similar to trading. A lot of people find themselves stuck. I can't make money. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, what is your purpose? Because if your purpose is very clear that I just need daily income, I just need $50 a day, then why are you trading as if you're trying to make 1,000?
Yep.
You're not in a Ferrari, you're driving a jalopy. It's okay. Beginners start at the beginning, right? And that's one of the things I always have to tell myself. Beginners start at the beginning. Act accordingly.
Yeah, it's a lot. We gotta make this show longer. I don't know if you have anything planned a little bit later. So I just wanted to cover a few more things, Dulani, while we have you, because we're actually coming up to time. And if you can give us another maybe 10 minutes of your time, I think it would be very fruitful for everyone. So first things first, if you do have any questions for Dulani, please feel free to post them in the live chat in the next 10 minutes or so. I'm sure he'd be happy to answer, and I'm happy to chime in as well. So please feel free to do that. The other thing is we will be giving away a account. So if you're interested in that, have a look in the description, click the link, and you can enter to win a free account. Dulani, do you want to have a look at some charts, maybe see what's happening in markets? If you are able to see, the screen okay? Are you okay with doing that?
Yeah, I was actually going to my screen.
Go for your screen. No, because you were saying earlier there was an issue with the there was like a slight issue with the screen.
Yeah. I am having some difficulty with the screen only because I'm on such a small device, but.
I think next time we do this, we can make sure everything's crystal clear, and ready to go. So we do have. I don't want to forget this comment here. We got a comment from Gerald saying November's been slow, but looking forward to the rest of December. Mm-hmm. So I think you touched on that. Yeah, that's the way to do it. And you have to to trade the market in front of you. There's no point in over trading or wishing that you get some nice moves. You have to trade what's happening. Mm-hmm. So first off, I think the most topical thing was the merger that we saw between Netflix and Warner Brothers. So we have Netflix here. Netflix reaction. So usually the buyer moves lower, right? The acquirer usually reacts negatively. So we see Netflix down just over 3% as that announcement got made. Any thoughts on this? Are you a trader of Netflix?
Netflix's stock split. Traditionally, I like to play in splits. I love it when a stock splits, especially when it's priced very high. But recently, the market has not been very friendly towards splits, and to me, it's like it's a crap. We really don't know what's going to happen. So I thought I've been patient with Netflix. I traded Netflix earlier this year, and I was happy with it. But I got sensitive to price. Like when price is really aggressively moving higher, if I'm not already in the position, I count it as an opportunity missed. So now as Netflix is pulling back, it's becoming cheaper. It's a stock that I have very bullish sentiment on. I haven't seen it when it comes to longer. It's been dropping on the weekly ever since it announced earnings, probably 2 quarters ago. We've seen nothing but a bearish sentiment. which I think kind of represents a healthy pullback. And I see price going in, and I'm referring to time frames weekly. I'm looking at it on the weekly. So if you're not trading, so we might be looking at different things, but based off of the weekly, it has been bearish. Price is really saying that, it has not broken higher highs in a very long time. So I think you have to have a biased sentiment that its price will continue to fall, but I think it's going to fall into demand zones, key demand zones that show themselves on the weekly time frame clearer. So I would just hold my money. I wouldn't go in like the way I would trade. I want to see some more higher high activities on a larger time frame outside of the daily. If I see volume enter on the daily time frame, I'll start taking. I'll give it more attention. You got to first catch my eye, and this is not catching my eye if I have a bullish bias towards this trade. So, but Netflix is doing all the right things, and if you're a stock trader, I can't see why this isn't an opportunity dollar cost into just picking up more shares. I mean, if you have a long-term sentiment on this, wow, this is a winner.
I think it is, and they've just acquired, or they're in the process of acquiring, Warner Brothers library, which is massive, which is ginormous. I think you're right. I think I'm looking at the last 6 months; it's down over 18%. Yeah. So definitely, if you are more longer term minded, I can't see why this isn't. This is basically buying it on a Black Friday price. You're getting it 18% cheaper than it was 6 months ago.
Yeah, and I think if you build in the idea that if I'm long-term bullish, well, I'm trading against the current trend, and that's okay. But just means don't exit. Wait till you see some positive development on the longer term, on whatever time frame you're trading on.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. I like that. I like that outlook. And I like where you've kind of brought in a combination of the technicals and the fundamentals and kind of finding the sweet spot between both of them, I think is very smart.
It's interesting you brought that up. When I first got into trading, I was trading only on fundamentals because my experience has been in order. I'm in the financial space naturally. But I realized that when it comes to dealing with closer time frame, short-term trading, your edge comes out of understanding technicals, price action, knowing how to read charts, understanding oscillators, indicators, stuff like that. So you do have to have a comfort with both, I believe, in order to be a successful trader.
Yeah, I think you do. It's like being a doctor and saying, "Oh, I don't use a stethoscope. I don't look at your heartbeat. I only, I'm your GP, but I only look at, your blood pressure and your body temperature. That's all I look at. So you kind of have to take a bit of a holistic view, because the last thing you want is for a fundamental reason to pop up and that move against you. And you're not aware of it, so or have some sort of negative fundamentals impacting your position.
Agreed.
So I think that's smart. All right, so we do have a couple comments here from a few other people. So we've got over in the City Traders live chat, we have MyFX Note saying "Let's go." Queres is there. In the office, Jackie Kumar is also there. Excited for this premiere. Looking forward to hearing from Dulani. Imram says, "Appreciate the value, guys, that you're bringing. Always learning something new here." That's very, very good feedback. Hyped for this one. Wishing good luck to all traders in the chat. We also have gold skyrocketed. So we got a message saying gold skyrocketed. I'm not sure if there was any news.
It must
this
be the
morning.
PCE. This must be triggering because of people's expectations for interest rates and the PCE data that's supposed to be coming out today. I'm not sure if it was announced.
I think it's in an hour. I think it's in 1 hour.
So the market's a little ahead of itself, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. This is
I
gold here.
This is a great time to talk traps. That data. When the market moves ahead of itself, I try not to jump into like a day like this where important data comes out that's really going to be interest rate sensitive. I encourage people to be patient. Don't jump the market. This is where the market takes your lunch.
Yeah.
No, I do have a little more confidence that we're leaning towards interest rates. We're getting another cut. But if inflation, I tell you, if inflation keeps going higher, it does cause some bearish sentiment in the market. Now, if inflation's cooler, and I think that'll invite more opportunity for interest rates cuts, because we don't want the Fed hawkish. That hurts the markets.
Yeah, and I think you're right. And I think the Fed is going to be watching this inflation data very closely. It's nice. It's very nice to have the U.S. government back open. It's nice to get some data for once, because it was very quiet. It was very quiet. So it's showing here. So this would be over on this side in about 1 hour's time, less than 1 hour's time. We got the core PCE. And like you said, I think the Fed is going to be watching this very closely. And it basically gives us an idea of what inflation is doing. The other one that we like to watch is the consumer sentiment, which is the topic of this actual interview. I was going to make the topic Dulani arrives. But I thought that may have been a bit too much. But yeah, consumer sentiment is one of those things where, even though the average consumer is, just one individual in a big pool, big ocean, they do tend to impact markets on a grand scale. And the reason I'm saying that is because I saw some numbers after Black Friday, where they were basically reporting that it was the most amount of sales ever on a Black Friday. So it looks like we lost Dulani. Here we go. I thought you were outraged with what I was saying. You were so outraged.
I got a call that came in and interrupted everything. Lesson learned.
Call him back.
I have not had these opportunities, so this is another reason why I'm so grateful. So I don't know how to do this functionality stuff. I should have made my phone do not disturb or something. My apologies, everyone. My sincerest apologies.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I missed what you were saying, though.
Okay, so what I was saying was the consumer sentiment is coming out. This University of Michigan at in an hour as well. However, I was just mentioning on Black Friday, it was the record amount of Black Friday sales in history ever since they started tracking the data. So that must be a good sign. If people are going out and spending money for Black Friday, that tells me that people are fairly comfortable to go out and buy something nice.
It is true. However, in the market sense of things, this is that crazy relationship that Main Street has with Wall Street, in my opinion, because what happens is if people out there shopping, it invites the Fed to be hawkish. They're looking at it. Well, everyone's spending. We thought that we had to control price. That's one of our key responsibilities, to make sure that this economy is strong. And when the economy independently shows that it's strong by people out there buying, buy, very strong Black Friday buying activity. Well, maybe Americans are okay. Maybe we don't need to adjust interest rates. Maybe we don't have to belt tighten. They become
it's almost like the opposite. It's the opposite impact that people want. It's almost like you want to make it seem like things are not that great, so that they can continue to have lower rates and remain dovish.
Wall Street. And here's why. And this is what I want. If there's anything that everybody can part ways with, is this: the greed factor. The reason why this is so important that the data comes out poorly is because it invites the market to go up. And if the market goes up, that means people who are investing in the market, price action, they trade, they make more money. And it just creates a bullish stock market. Wall Street does not always walk in line with Main Street. And it's always a battle of who's going to take your money. And Wall Street is where the largest wealth transfer is happening. I tell people right now, when you see the markets go up and you didn't get any money, wealth has transferred.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
I like that. I like that.
It goes to the participants. The largest wealth transfer that has occurred in all economies has happened due to stock markets. That is not debatable. And so what happens is this interest rate sensitivity towards the stock market, prices go up. It just creates more of a bullish sentiment, which is what Wall Street wants. But it does cause the Fed to pause, and they would say, yeah, we need to reduce interest rates because the market, the economy needs help. And Wall Street has taken advantage of that. Yeah.
No, absolutely. Yeah. I think it's something that I think most the average person doesn't consider in their day to day. You know, they're more focused on, okay, how much am I making? How much am I saving? But it's a much bigger picture. So thank you for highlighting that. All right, Dulani, I think we're all good now. I really enjoyed having you on our show today. It's a pity that Andrew had to take off, but you've given us a lot of really good, solid gems, and I just want to say I really appreciate you, and I feel like sometimes we're on the same frequency when it comes to this space.
Most definitely. Thank you. Most definitely. Yeah. Well, I hope we can have more of these opportunities. I really enjoy it. And I'm trying to get more involved in not just, trade is a singular exercise. It's just you and the markets. And it's really good to have a platform and being able to share and learn and challenge and question and answer. So I appreciate this. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dulani. We have to definitely get you back on for another show. And thank you again for all your time.
Yes.
Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right, Dulani. Have a good day.
Take care.
Bye. All right. It's great to have a fellow trader on, another trader who can kind of share his perspectives and the way that he looks at markets and approaches this business, because we're all kind of just learning from experiences, and the more experiences you have contact with, the better off we are. So we do have another message here from Jalen. Wise words from a great man. I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you very much, Jalen. Shout outs to Jalen. Shout outs to everybody in the live chat. We got nice festive background from AO Caps. My FX note is saying hello. Khalifa's looking at euro dollar. We got a question here from AO Caps. We should have asked this to Dulani. We got to get Dulani back on. How long have you been trading? What else we got here? We have the community keeps getting better every day. Much love to the team. That's coming from Imram. I'm staying active in the chat, sending positive vibes to everyone. Lots of positive news here. Also, some people talking a bit about Netflix being down after the merger news. We do take our time to look through each and every post that you send. So thank you. Thank you very much for that. Now, what we'll do is we're going to give away the prize. So now it's time for the prize giveaway. If you haven't done so already, we are closing the entries, and we will give the prize to one lucky winner. I'm going to refresh the screen here. We've got 18 entries. So now is time. We're going to give away one free account to one lucky winner. Here we go. Thank you, everybody who has joined. And I'm just looking for... here we go. That's not it. Let's go straight to, where did it go? Okay, let's go to names then. All right. Scroll up. Okay, so the rules are very, very simple. Very, very simple. All you got to do is you must post on your X or your Insta and tag City Traders and myself, and you'll be entered. You'll be sent the credentials to your account. So without further ado, let's spin the wheel. All the best of luck to everybody. Thank you for all your entries. And the winner of the $5,000 account is Victoria Blessings. Congratulations, Victoria Blessings. Thank you very much for all the entries that we did receive. Make sure you've posted on your X account or your Insta account, and we will make sure that you do get your login credentials. That's it from us here. We had the pleasure of speaking to Dulani Williams today, full-time successful trader. We have about just over 13 minutes until U.S. markets open. We will be back with you next week, Thursday, to do it all again. We'll be looking at charts. We'll be looking at how did the Fed actually predict or how did the Fed present their interest rate decision? Because next week, Wednesday, the 10th of December, we're going to be getting the Fed rate cut potentially, and then we'll get the press conference from the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Fed Chair Jerome Powell. So next week, Thursday, we'll be back here to do it all again, and also next week, Friday. You don't want to miss it. You have been watching the pre-market show. My name's Mandela. And you know what? I'm going to actually say the words of wisdom from yesterday. I'm going to pull it up. The words of wisdom from yesterday were, if it comes easy, it usually doesn't last. If it lasts, it usually doesn't come easy. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching our show. We'll be back with you next week. From all of us here at Signature FX, happy trading.